Okay, members of the media, thank you for availing yourself for this briefing update. As of day 23, we have 7 more days to go. In terms of the highlights, the council has actually formed a National Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Committee. The evacuation centers that are still being activated now now have gone down to 291, and 11 of those being schools. The total number of evacuees have been reduced to 8,098, and the total damage sits at 28,998. So for the Eastern Division to east, the operation at Koro and Mbalavu, government vehicles and assets have been deployed during the weekend to these two areas. And for the Eastern Division's ongoing discussion regarding relocation. Some of the villages, especially in Koro, have already put up their hands for relocation, but the negotiation and the discussion is still ongoing on that. In terms of the evacuation centers in the Eastern Division, now activated is 124, and the number of evacuees has reduced to 2,349. As of Northern Division, all the evacuation centers are now closed, and the ration distribution continue to the provinces of Bua and also the Kaunrobe to cover for the 2 weeks within the state of declared period now until the end of the week. And the Ministry of Health, they continue their post-disaster activities, and the agriculture rehabilitation has actually started last week. Northern Division are almost completing their damage assessment. As for Western Division, on Saturday arrived a 747 plane from the United Emirates that brought in the International Organization for Migration with about 10,000 tarpaulins and other relief materials. And also, as of now, while we are progressing on towards the end of the 30 days declared period, the groups in the Sawas and the Mamanudas are now requesting for emergency water. The Fiji Electricity Authority, they have preliminary put up a 2 to 3 months timeline for full restoration of power in their grid areas. The 5 evacuation centers at the Sawas have closed. And for the evacuation centers in the Western Division, the number available still activated is 167, and then the number of evacuees are 5,749. As of the Central Division, the Ministry of Health, through their sanitation program, they are continuing their spraying in the Rewa province. They are hoping to complete that by today. And also within this process is the provision of the safety equipment for the relief teams that have actually gone out into the field. So for the status summary as of now, the number of deaths remains at 44. The number of evacuation centers have now been reduced to 291. 11 of those are schools, and the number of evacuees now stand at a reduced number of 8,098. So in terms of the damage assessment result for the various dwellings that we have around the country, for the 4 divisions, we now have a combined total for destroyed 9,173. For damaged, we have 16,757, and the total number of dwellings between destroyed and damaged sits at 28,998. The summary of expenditure so far in terms of the rations that are being given out to the various victims, also to the evacuation centers, and also the rations that are being provided to the various teams, NDMO teams or DSMAC teams around the country, with a combined total of 9.7 million. In terms of agency updates, we have with the Ministry of Fisheries and Forest, the damage to their sector is about 3,547,000. This is for their fisheries and forest buildings and also their projects. In terms of the damage to the fisheries and forest private sector, it's about 14,552,000. And in terms of forestry, actually, the Ministry of Fisheries and Forests, they have provided a portable sawmill to Koro during the weekend, and this is to cut timber and for rehab in the Koro Islands. Work is also continuing in Dar es Salaam, where is another major portion of pine in the Central Division, and also they have closed the application last week where portable mills application are being processed for those who would have the ability to actually do the logging, the cutting of timber there in Dar es Salaam. The forestry sector, they have certain areas that they are still inaccessible to them, and assessment are actually continuing. I now move to education. As for the Ministry of Education, the number of affected schools stands at 350, and that is 62 destroyed and damaged 288. The evacuation centers that are currently being used is still 11, and the number of schools remain closed is 14. As for the Ministry of Agriculture, the preliminary assessment was 120.2 million. Now the final assessment for the Ministry of Agriculture, both for crops and livestock, now stands at 208.3 million. And the farmers are being affected in the 4 divisions, total a number of 44,522. So some of the effects of Tropical Cyclone Winston into the various subsectors of agriculture, for example, Ndalo, with a standing crop of 83.1 million, 17.9 has been destroyed, and the total recoverable value is about 55.7 million. As of Kava, which is one of, or perhaps the biggest industry in agriculture right now, the standing crop at about 498 million, now has with a total value damage of 116.1 million, and the total recovered value of 293 million. The effects of Tropical Cyclone Winston on coconut production, with a total value of 8 million. Now the total damage value sits at 5 million, with a total recoverable value of about 2 million. I might as well say here that for coconut, it may sound less, but this is one of the commodity that has quite a number of people that they have for their cash and for their livelihood. In fact, about 120,000 of our rural and maritime population survive on coconut or copra product. In terms of vegetables, we have standing about 23.7 million, and the total damage to the vegetable production is about 8.8, with a recovered value of 14.9 million. So when looking at the various damages into the sector, into the agriculture sector, the highest is actually on Yangona or Kava, which is about 58% of the total damage cost for agriculture. I'll take us now to local government and housing. The market occupancy has actually improved in some of our local government areas and municipalities, especially Rakiraki, which was one of the worst hit. The assistance had been sought from the Fiji Road Authority to allocate reserved places on a temporary basis to build some temporary mini market shelters around the Suvarnasori corridor. And the Old Town Council are expected to complete their cleaning exercises by this weekend. In terms of health updates, the public health outreach, most teams are now in the second round of visits to affected communities. And the manpower from RFMF had been assisting the Minister of Health on spraying and This will actually start today for a period of about 2 weeks. For health promotion and prevention, the activities continues and still in progress. As for health communication, messages continues to be circulated through the media outlets and interpersonal communication. As of medical volunteers, the OSMED team completed their tasking and feedback provided as of yesterday. The New Zealand Met deployed to Numbalavu and the Ministry of Health, Public Health team, they will stay on until the 15th. For New Zealand Met, CDEH support, they have 3 days, and the surgical team also from New Zealand Met, currently at CWM Hospital, will stay on until 17th of March. So for health, in terms of their forward planning, they will continue to assess and plan out the response strategies, the close monitoring of medical supplies. They continue to use early warning surveillance network for continuation to receive the alerts and disease events for timely response. They continue with the environmental health alerts and the strengthening of psychosocial support to all affected sites.